Hi everyone, our episode 1 Life Never Comes to a Halt. It was all about never losing hope and keep working on whatever passionate us. However, finding what passionate us is not at all natural, and at times it takes years for people. Hence, it's okay if right now you don't know what passionate you. So, how to step ahead? Let's say if life is a wholly new city in itself and finding passion is your destination. Then to reach that destination in a new town, for sure you're gonna need directions and a lift. The guts to initiate and persistently work on an idea provides that lift for roaming in the city. While every experience you gain by working on that idea is nothing but directions to finding your real passion. In short, start working on ideas that strike you, that interest you. Slowly and steadily, you will find out what passionate you. There is a saying that action inspires. At times, we do have some directions, like few of us like problem solving, others may like such as acting, coding, research, and so on. Today, we have Subham, our PEP speaker number 2, and our topic is connecting dots. He is a biotechnology graduate from IIT Roorkee. After his UG, he didn't know what he wanted. The only things he knew were that he likes problem solving and working on hardware and software. He worked hard on the ideas he had. Today, Shubham is co-founder of TestRite that develops portable material testing products based on optoelectronics. He is the youngest fellow to be awarded Biotechnology Ignition Grant by Government of India and among the top 8 innovators selected to represent Indian Pavilion at BOI Boston International Conference. So let's understand how Subham connected dots in his life.
When I went to college, I tried to observe around, see some problems, and try to build some technology around it. Then it took shape, and I got interested in sensing technology. I found it more appealing because it was a mix of hardware and software. So in any sensing product, you will find there is the hardware. It's like it picks up the signal, and then how you play around with the signal in the software, the mathematics that's involved. So it's all very fascinating, and educational course, I would say. There's not a right time for that, and there's not a wrong time to do the right thing, as people say. It's a process to find out what you really enjoy and what you're really good at, and how you can utilize your skill sets to help others, or in other words, to create value. There is some hints in this is especially for my young juniors who are still struggling to find what they want to do in life. So we have a fair hint of what we are good at. There are few people who are good at painting, some are good at physical sports, etc. So for me, I knew that I was good at least thinking about and getting myself obsessed with the problems, and also getting to a good degree about technology and how those can be solved. So I pursued that part, and I found certain aspect of it really interesting, and I knew that I want to pursue these aspects of the entire technology process forward as well. So I'll give you an example. When I used to be the youngest person in the biotechnology lab, and being the youngest, you are supposed to do the most boring jobs, which was to fill the pipette. These are micropipette tips, and they have to be put in a micropipette tip holder. So you need to pick that one tip out of the loose pouch and stack it on the tray. It was the most boring job, and I thought probably you can make a device where you have a hopper, you put all the loose tips on the top, and then you put the holder beneath, and automatically everything would fill into its own holes. I worked for it 2-3 months, and after that I had a prototype. It worked to like 25-30% of efficiency. Sometimes the tips used to fall off away from the holes, but it was a very interesting part because I gained some experience. I gained a lot of confidence that yes, something can be built out of this. So if I were to say, yes, it was a kind of a mixed journey. You need to upskill yourself all the time. You need to be at your toes, right from your conversation skills, right from your people skills. I think more than hard skills like technology development or engineering, it's the soft skills which I realized were more important while building your business, especially because you are dealing with a lot of people on a daily basis. So yeah, this was the learning part. But I think the first thing is that you need to ensure that you are doing what you really enjoy and are good at, and it's a process to discover yourself.
When you connect dots like this, not only do you learn and grow, but also identify and make the best of opportunities. Let's see how Shubham benefited from this and during COVID-19 developed a product called Corona Cleaner.
So when COVID started, some of our dealers, they brought in certain UV disinfection boxes that they procured from China, and they wanted to characterize those. For the time being, they were trading these UVC box. They were very conscious about the quality of that because they didn't want to earn any bad name that would hurt their business in the future. So they wanted us to kind of verify it or validate it. And when we tested it on our spectrometer, we found no UVC bands, and we were really astonished because these devices were meant to kill viruses, and you don't have any UVC band that can kill the virus. So then they requested us that can we help them in making some kind of a thing that would help them preserve the reputation of their business. More importantly, reaching out to all people in our network who can really help us in development of this device in the time of lockdown. So that journey is totally different experience altogether. It's totally different new thrill for us as well. As I remember vividly, we used to work mostly on calls, on Zoom calls just like this, and used to literally beg our nearest SSP and or DIGs to let us go out for the movement pass. We requested them. We used to request them to open our factory units. So it was altogether different thrill. But I must really appreciate the efforts and support from the entire community which came in, which helped us in getting to the state that we are in right now. And we are very thankful to DRDO scientists who also pitched in their ideas. They contributed a lot to the development of the device, and finally we are seeing this device at Ministry of Defense, at your restaurant chains like Biryani by Kilo, at various other institutes and households are using it today. We are really proud of that.
Now, one question that comes to youth mind is what we mean by even trying ideas. So, working on an idea is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You have to work hard with perseverance. It's a long journey. Let's see how Shubham faced difficulties and kept working on the Corona Cleaner.
So the first challenge was to realize that we would be able to develop this device to a degree that it would work as it claims. We didn't want to just plan and untested claims in our brochures. So we went for a very thorough literature survey. We dig out all the research papers that have been published related to the coronavirus family and realize that what kind of dosage we'll need to put in the device to kill the coronavirus. So that was the first. The second was it's obvious that once you have the design ready, you need to go out and prototype it. So from procurement of the raw material to designing it in a way that could be managed under a single roof, so that we don't need to open a lot of factories which have to transfer material here and there. Then reaching out to the right manufacturer who can actually do the prototyping, who is also willing to do and risk his workers, because I would understand it was a tough time. No one wanted to step out, even if they're offered business. So I'm really fortunate to have met and worked with the very ambitious people who wanted to do some good to the society. And then sometimes the supply of the raw materials was very erratic. So out of sudden you come to know that some of the UV lamps supply has been has went bad. So all these things kept happening, and even today they're happening. But as you move ahead, I think there are a lot of supporting hands that come to assist you. And I think then one challenge was there. We come lamp in a box kind of devices floating around, which come without any validation, which come without the certification that there is no UVC leakage, because UVC is like a rat poison. It's killing the virus, but it's also dangerous to human beings. So to communicate, to educate people that you need to go after these certification validation to ensure that you and your loved ones are protected while only the virus is getting killed. So there are like a lot of challenges, but I would say when you step out of your to do something good, a lot of people come out to support you.
So it's okay if you don't know what precisely interests you. Just connect dots and try whatever that excites you. Put all your efforts to make it big. At least you will be a step close to your passion. The journey of life is to find our own selves.